Alright, so today's project we have a 2005 Chrysler Town Country. Several years, probably all the same process. This particular one here, we're having a problem with the window doesn't go down anymore. So I don't hear anything turning inside. I don't think the regulator cable snapped or anything. It's just the motor. So we're going to head and we're going to get this motor replaced and get the window to go up and down again. So what I'm going to be using in this video is a large flathead for prying, a set of locking needle nose style pliers, a small tip flathead for a little bit of prying if necessary. I'm using this HDX Home Depot 6-in-1 tool for the Phillips screws, and also when you actually take the bit out you have a little nut driver, so that way there you can actually take some of the bolts out, and a pry tool. You can actually buy a pry tool kit for the door panel, but you just need a flat piece. Also you need a replacement motor. This one is used but it is working, and you know, it comes with the little plastic rivets with these little teeth on it. We'll get into that later in the video. They're a pain. You got to squeeze them from behind inside the door with the locking pliers. Anyways, here we go. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is get this panel off. You're going to take all your crap out of your door panel. Make it easier to move it around afterwards. All your stuff won't be falling off. And then we're going to take out that screw right there. It's a Phillips, and then we got one more Phillips down here in the hand grip. So Phillips screwdriver, screw, we'll get those off. I'll come back. Alright, now after you got those screws out, you're going to want to take your flat bar tool here. They sell a little kit for removal of trim. I ain't got time to bother with that right now. So you're going to want to take your tool, you want to get it behind your panel, and then just start popping the clips off. It's kind of hard to do it one-handed, but they will pop. Alright, so once you pop all these clips, you can see these clips here, these clips down through here, the back side of the panel. These guys here, they're in there pretty tight, so you got to get it to pop off, and then you're going to want to lift up on it, and the panel's going to come out. And then you're going to have some connections down here you got to disconnect. This guy here, and there's one down here, so you got to disconnect. And there's one right here that you got to disconnect, and then you got to get this off your handle. There's a little black thing that you just pry it off to the side, and then that pops out for your door handle. I'm going to disconnect these, get the panel out of the way, and I'll come back. Alright, then you're going to see this plastic film here. You're going to have to just unstick it. It'll stick back afterwards. It should be sticky enough to stick back afterwards. Anyways, you want to get this peeled down, and it's going to expose your motor tucked down in here. I'll get mine peeled and show you. Alright, now you can see the actual window motor itself. You got one clip here that's got to come out, get that unplugged, and then you got these three nuts here. They actually fit the one side of the HDX tool here from Home Depot, this little 6-in-1 guy. If you had to actually use a nut driver, it looks like maybe a 3/8, but like I said, the little 6-in-1 fits right on there. So I'm going to separate this because we're not changing the actual regulator assembly, we're just changing the motor here. So we got to get this off, and then we got these rivets are fun. We'll get to those in a second. Alright, with those three removed, you should be able to remove the regulator. It's got teeth on it, it's kind of hard to see in the light here. There, you can see it's, you know, the teeth line up when you go to put the new one back on, just line it up. So now we got to get the motor off, deal with these plastic rivets. You can see right here they have these little clip teeth type things going on here, and you got to be able to squeeze those, and then it pops out. So that's where your locking needle nose come in handy. You want to come in from the back side, give them a squeeze, and they should come right out. If you want, you can line up. If you pry this away a little bit here, you can actually see behind, and you can actually line up the, you can turn the rivet with your hand and turn the rivet, and you can line it up so those things are on top and bottom, so when you squeeze it, it'll pop out. So this is basically what you want to do behind the door. On the inside of the door, you want to put the teeth up and down, you want to turn it, and you can pry it away a little bit to see where the teeth are, and then just squeeze the teeth and it'll pop out. You can see we got that one popped out. So you want to pry with the screwdriver while you're squeezing with the needle nose, and they should pop right out for you, no problem. Alright, once you get all the rivets out, you can actually use your locking pliers to cut that zip tie. We'll get that cut off. You want to line up the replacement motor the way it was before, making sure that the regulator cable goes behind where it was, and then just give those rivets a tap and pop the motor back in place. It should just pop right back in, no problem. Motor secure. We'll wait to plug it in afterwards. Put this regulator back on the front. We're going to put the bolts back in. Okay, we got the motor securely mounted. Plug this connection back in here. Alright, we're going to put our black matting. I'm going to stick this back up. Alright, we got the matting back up. I'm going to take our door panel. Get our door panel back in place over here. We'll make the appropriate connections. I'm going to set the door panel back on. Top down. Putting the door panel back on. Don't forget to line up your lock. Alright, and the bottom of the door panel will still be loose and floppy, but top on first, and then we're just going to pop these back in with a good strike, and then we should be able to see the window operate. We got the door panel all popped back on. If some of your clips didn't come off with the door panel, you might have to pull them off separately. Just use the screwdriver or your pliers to pull them out, and then reattach them to the panel and pop things back on. But last but not least, we got to get these two screws back in. But so far so good. We turn the key on, and well, if we turn the key on, then we have window, and the window goes up and down, and everybody's happy. You can put the crap back in your door and get these screws on, and we should be all set. Alright, so we got our crap put back in the door, we got the screws put back in. So I mean, thanks for watching. If the video helped you at all, let me know in the comments below. Give the video a like. Like I said, these are probably the worst part of the whole entire job right here. I was dealing with these little plastic rivet things, but if you can squeeze these inside the door with the needle nose locking pliers and give it a good squeeze, put the pressure on with a screwdriver, you shouldn't have too much of a hard time. You know, but I think the whole entire job, even shooting this video, you know, maybe it took me 15-20 minutes tops, and now my window goes up and down again. So head to your local pick and pull, tell them you needed a window motor, you know, probably pick up a used one pretty cheap. I think if you order the new ones, it comes with new hardware for the motor, so that way you don't have to deal with those rivets again. But, you know, they pop in, they pop out. But, yeah, thanks.